Step 4 of the scientific method is experiment. And we're going to spend a little bit time on experiment, and there will be a separate section of practice that you'll find on your note sheet. So you'll start from the same sheet, and near the bottom, I think it's actually at the bottom, you'll find the word experiment. When you click on that, it'll take you to your worksheet, hopefully. So when you're talking about an experiment, you're talking about a test. It's the test of your hypothesis. So an experiment, if you think about the word experiment, I could probably use the word experiment and test interchangeably. So I could use test or I could use the word experiment. Now this is going to be the bulk, this is going to be the majority of this scientific method that we go over. Now the experiment that I put on your pretest was a simple one. Um, Took some cans of pop, diet, regular, put them outside in the same location, left them for I think 3 days or so. Yeah, 3 days, and then counted how many bees visited each can. So, an experiment doesn't have to be something that's really difficult. Um, and your hypothesis, remember, has to be testable. So, I have to be able to work with that hypothesis. So, I can look to see if a frog has the same digestive tract as a human. I can do that. I can dissect a frog and I can go through and look. I can look to see if bees like diet cola better. I can set this up and I can work this out. Now, the experiment section, if you'll click on this, it will take you to where you need to go to continue with your notes. And the first thing that you'll look at in your notes will be constants versus variables. So what we'll do with these is we'll put in a little quick definition and then the example from the pretest. So constants are defined as factors that are applied to each participant or each group in an experiment. A word that a lot of people like to use when you're talking about a constant in an experiment is the word same. So this is some type of condition. It could be lighting, it could be location, it could be temperature, but it's some type of factor that every participant, every person, every group um, will receive this in the experiment. Now, in the experiment that I made up, I said that, I'm going to take these soda cans, I'm going to put them in the same spot, and I'm going to leave them for the same amount of time. So constants are different aspects of your experiment that are applied to everybody. So everybody has this in common in the experiment. Variables, and you just think about the word vary, variable. These are the conditions in the experiment. These are the factors that involve change. And the variables are kind of a big deal. So there's two types, independent and dependent variables. And you probably have heard of these before. And when it comes to science, you will not stop hearing about them. They're big deals. So your independent variable, also referred to as the IV, independent variable, is the factor that you are testing or the one thing that you're going to manipulate in this experiment. And it's very important that you only have one in an experiment. One of the big flaws that you might encounter in an experiment is by testing too many things. So if I'm testing the type of soda pop and then I test some of them in the day and some of them at night, some of them go one day, some of them are 4 days, then I've changed three different things. So my B count that I get at the end is not going to mean anything. It's going to be invalid. It's meaningless. So it's very important that you only have one independent variable, one factor that you've decided to test. In this case, I'm testing Diet Cola to see if bees might happen to prefer it. The dependent variable, or the DV, this is the condition that you observe and measure. So this is, I guess you could say this is the outcome of your experiment. This is the change that happens as the experiment goes along. And an easy way to find this and pick this out, it's the source of your data. So your dependent variable when it comes to the experiment on your pretest is the number of bees. So how many bees ended up coming to the diet? How many bees ended up coming to the regular soda? So your dependent variable, it depends on what you did with your independent variable. It's dependent on that, and it's a source of your data. So this is your outcome. Now, when it comes to your independent dependent variable, I found this little memory device a few years back that can be very helpful in remembering which one's which and knowing where they go on a graph. So it's dry mix, DRYMIX. So the D in dry is for the dependent variable. The R is describing what the dependent variable is. It's a response, it's a reaction, it's a result. I could use any of those R words. And the Y, that's where you're going to put your dependent variable. That's where you're going to find your dependent variable is on the Y axis. Now, for the mix, okay, that's supposed to say manipulated. Sorry, I found a typo. It happens. I'm human. For the mix, M is for manipulation. That's what happens with your independent variable. It's manipulation. It's something that you're adding to the experiment, something that maybe you're taking away is the manipulation. And the I is for the independent variable, and the X is where you're going to find the independent variable on a graph. It's going to be on the X axis. Now, here's something else to kind of consider when you're trying to figure out which one's which. So your independent variable can be referred to as the cause, and your dependent variable is the effect. So the independent variable is the cause, and the dependent variable is the effect. Okay, so here's your practice that you will find on your worksheet. Your first practice has um, a little scenario about an experiment, and what I'm asking you to do is to find the constants, the independent and the dependent variables. So Henry and Eliza conducted an experiment using plant fertilizer. They added different amounts of fertilizer to 7 pots of bean sprouts. The pots were the same size and had the same type and amount of soil. They were given the same amount of seeds, light, and water. To find out how the fertilizer affected the growth of the sprouts, Henry and Eliza calculated the average height of the bean sprouts in each pot. So you can take a little bit of time to work on this one. So you might need to pause the video at this point so that you can complete this. So your constants, if you'll please highlight that in yellow. So to highlight, just hold it down, select it, and choose yellow. Independent variable, well, sorry, the constants are going to be 6 of them. The independent variable in green and the dependent variable in blue. So again, pause, and when we move on, we'll be talking about the answers. Okay, the answers here, the constants. So constants are provided to each participant. In this case, each participants are pots of bean sprouts, but still they're participants. So the pots were the same size, same type, and same amount of the soil, same amount of seeds, same amount of sunlight, and same amount of water. The independent variable, what is the one thing that we're going to alter from our control group to our experimental group, is the type of the different amount of fertilizer that we're going to give them. It doesn't say specifics about how much. That's going to be the difference from one group to the next. And then the dependent variable, our data, what's going to be the outcome is we're going to look at the average height of the bean sprouts. Okay, we've got one more little practice here with your variables and constants. Number 2, in a recent study, middle school students were given a math exam after various amounts of sleep. One group slept 8 hours or more, and the second group slept fewer than 8 hours. The students had similar skills in math. They ate the same meals the previous day. The study results showed that students who slept 8 hours or more scored better on the exam, while students who slept less than 8 hours scored worse. So with the constants, yellow, independent variable blue, and independent variable green and dependent variable blue. So your answers, sorry, there were constants, there were only two, my bad. In a recent study, the middle school students were given an exam after various amounts of sleep. Now, there's a lot of information in a very first sentence, and a lot of times in a very first sentence, you're going to find your independent and dependent variables. So my independent variable is the one thing I'm altering is how long they're going to sleep. So some of them were 8 hours or more, some were 8 hours or less. So that was the one variation from one group of students to the other group of students. The dependent variable is going to be the results. So we see math exam. So what is going to be the score on their math exam? What will their score be? And then the constants, what's going to be the same for everybody? Well, they all have the same type of skills, math skills, so they're all playing on the same level here. And then their food, so we gave them the same meals the day before.